Hello, I am Belén Garcia. I am a researcher in social sciences, and I am joining the international community in tracking and assessing the COVID-19 pandemic and its impact. This is a very short review I am offering about the Stringency Index by a group of researchers at the Blavatnik School of Government from the University of Oxford. What I find extremely valuable of this proposal is the underlying tracking work being held by over 100 Oxford University students and staff all over the globe. They are reviewing press releases, articles, and other public sources to provide us with an overview of COVID-19 related measures issued by the government since the beginning of the pandemic. The indicator is constantly evolving. At the moment of this review, they are tracking 18 different dimensions. As you can see in the interactive map they provide at their website, it is very visual. And you can see how the measures are put in place, are removed as the pandemic cases evolve among countries. Here I have just presented countries in Europe, although they are tracking 165 different countries at the moment. Time series and data are publicly available through the group's GitHub repository. Focusing on the proposed index, it is tracking 4 groups of measures: containment and enclosure policies, then economic policies, also health system policies, and finally all the measures that do not fit in any of those categories are grouped in the miscellaneous. There are 2 types of measures being tracked: ordinal measures in a scale of different levels, as you can see in the slide, and numeric. Although in practice, for some reason, only ordinal measures are being considered in the indexes. The methodological approach allows for a distinction if, for example, a measure is in place nationally or for a specific region or economic sector. We'll see how in a minute. The proposal comes with 4 indexes. Each of them includes a different combination of dimensions. So, for example, overall government responses index include all ordinal measures in the pool, while economic support index includes just 2 of the measures being tracked. The construction of the indexes is very straightforward, as you can see in the formula. It is basically a normalized average of the number and intensity of measures in place. All the steps within an ordinal scale are weighted equally. Looking at some insights of the index construction, we can see that all dimensions finally considered are ordinal. There are no numerical categories included in the index. Missing values are considered with a 0. That means that they count, that countries with less public available information will have a lower value. And finally, when a measure is not national but regional or sectorial, it is introduced as a half step in the index formula. The working paper reviewed offers a simple application of the index in what is called a response risk ratio, which basically is the relationship between the index computed and the number of confirmed cases of COVID-19 per each country. What you can see in the graphs is that relationship, where basically we see confinement measures increase parallel to the number of cases in general. But for example, in South Korea, we can see that confinement measures were implemented at a high level very quickly. Another application of the index is the regression representation. Graph on the left is showing measures and cases at the 1st of March, and the graph on the right is showing the same on the 27th of March. One can see where countries were positioned at each point of time. In the 1st of March, only China, South Korea, Italy, and Hong Kong were about 50% on the index. On the 27th, we can see that in general, all countries were putting measures in place over 50%. Authors point out some of the limitations of their approach. Regarding their conceptual delimitation, they point out that the index does not strive to provide a measure of appropriateness or effectiveness of measures. and does not capture demographic of cultural characteristics affecting the spread. They simply intend to provide a useful tracking tool over time regarding government measures in place. Authors also recognize that the indicator may be missing important aspects of government responses and does not allow for country-specific analysis. On the technical limitations, one can check the box for the classical limitations of composite indicators. It abstracts away from nuances. The dimensions included may or may not be agreeable and may be leaving out important information, as it implies strong assumptions regarding what information counts for the index. As it is a simply additive index, it would be appropriate to use principal component analysis or principal factor analysis for robustness check. So that will be all of the review. Thank you very much for watching and see you next time.